What is going on? Resale Rabbit here. Spider web. Okay. Now that that's done with. So the two pallets that were picked up by the e-waste company, they sat on the floor here. He said one was 500 and one was 600 pounds. They're coming to take just about all of them, besides the 3 that I haven't gone through yet. Well, they're loading up the last 4. Let me show you some other things I got. These were found in the other ones. I think I already showed you that. This is the only TV that looked like it could be working. It's got some scratches, but you don't see any, you know how you can tell when a screen is cracked? You can't quite tell on there. What else did we find? I showed you this when we unloaded the truck. Found this, a random remote, couple phone sets. This looks fancy, might sell on a local auction. We've got a Sony VCR here, and that definitely needs to be cleaned up, and it's still gonna have that scrape. JVC receiver. There were some speakers I found earlier, so it might go to them. Vintage looking radio. Another one here, that's a Philco. Couple of tablets, set of Sony speakers. A set of 3 Yamaha speakers. The third one is on the other side of the room. Another e-reader. Some random odds and ends. A V-Smile. A lot of this stuff is just going into a local auction. Some of it will be sold online though. For example, this, once it gets cleaned up, if it works, should be about 80 bucks. This was interesting. I feel like this has potential. It's a Toshiba. Look how wide this thing is. It lifts up like that. I don't know. Then we got a Crosley record player. A lot of people give me crap for Crosley. Crosley sells. I don't care if it's not a good one or if there are much better ones out there. If it's absolute garbage, it still sells well. That's why I'm happy about it. A couple more turntables, nothing too special. This is decent though. No power cord, but you used to be able to get a lot of money for those. I really wish the battery cover was on this remote because I actually need this remote. Another set of Sony speakers. We've got a Roku with 2 remotes, and then another Roku with the remote. Some Samsung speakers. I'm gonna look that camera up. There's the other Yamaha speaker I mentioned. These Brother typewriters are usually good for 100 to 150 on Amazon. Some more odds and ends. That's a JVC VCR. This is another tablet, e-reader. A couple things. I've never heard of that brand. I doubt this is valuable, but I grabbed it anyways. This really surprised me. It's factory tape. This thing is brand new. So this is probably over 100 bucks. And then that'll go on a local auction. And here are the speakers that I thought were car speakers. I don't know if they're any good, but I pulled them anyways. We'll send them to a local auction. Maybe I can get 20 bucks for the pair. So that was the pallets. Now I gotta sell this stuff. I listed a bunch of it already, sent some to Amazon. So I think I don't think I'm gonna do as well as the last load per pallet. Last load I got 6 pallets. I made like 4 grand. This one, I think I'm probably gonna make about the same, 4-ish thousand. That might even be a stretch. There's twice as many pallets. So either the last one was really good, which it could have been with all the cameras, or he saw the video, got smart, and pulled some of the good stuff out to sell himself. Either way, I'm happy with it. So I just wish it wasn't so far away. So this was a neat find. Not the GameCube, but the screen came in on the pallets. Turn the volume down a little bit. Screen came on the pallets, and it seems to work perfectly fine. It's made for a GameCube. It plugs right into the back. Not sure if I showed this, but this is a nice find. A Denon receiver, AVR 1802. Should get a couple bucks. All of this stuff is being stacked on the shelf here. It's getting sent to a local auction. I would imagine maybe 1,000 bucks here worth of stuff. We got a nice little stack here of tablets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different tablets there. So I'm emptying out the loading dock so I can get trucks in here, but I just read a YouTube comment on a recent video. It was the first storage unit video that kind of amused me. The viewer said, I've been watching your videos for a while, and honestly it looks like you're now just buying stuff just so you have YouTube content. Man, you must really think YouTube pays me a lot. I've thought about it, but it still really wouldn't be worth it. I don't make much on these YouTube videos yet. Maybe one day. here's what I thought. If I buy a pallet videos seem to be what does the best. A really good video, I'll make $100, and I'm talking a really good video. These are few and far in between. So if I bought a pallet for, let's say, $200 delivered, really cheap one, and I only made like $150 on it, well, that's not so bad, because that video, if it brings in $100, I profit. The thing is, that's a lot of work to only make $50. Not really interested in that. Everything you see me buy in the videos as of now is strictly for my business, and I'm just taking you along for the ride and showing you what I'm doing. Maybe one day I'll be able to. I've thought about buying pallets from some of the more well-known companies like Bulk, just to show what they look like and hope I make enough revenue, but I just don't think there's enough money in YouTube for me right now for that. Loading dock is starting to make its way, clear it out. All of these clothes racks I just threw on Facebook Marketplace, 15 bucks each. Hopefully someone takes all of them. I got them for free. These were from Shopco. Each store would give me a couple of clothes racks just so we can keep the clothes on them and wheel them right on the trailer rather than boxing or bagging them. Made it easier for us. They've served their purpose, so now I'm gonna get rid of them. Hopefully they're gone today. I priced them cheap enough, they should be. Making some progress here. All of the clothes that were left after the dollar sale on those racks, I was able to condense down onto this one Z rack. It's pretty full though. But this should, we'll bulk sell this off with some of the Target stuff, make a little money on that. This stuff is all going to the storage unit. This is Toys R Us shelving. I actually bought several of their display cases from electronics. I decided I'm never going to use them, and it's not worth the time to put them together to take pictures of them. So I'm just going to take them to the scrapyard. All of this stuff. These bikes, couldn't even sell them in the dollar sale. This was last year. Last winter, we couldn't even sell them in the dollar sale. Granted, it was winter, but they're in really nasty condition. So we're going to take those to the scrapyard. These bins I'm going to empty out, and they're going in the storage unit. Here's more Toys R Us shelving for the scrapyard and my carpet cleaner. We're gonna have this cleared out pretty quick. What else is in here that's gonna go? That last pallet of shelving I am keeping though. That's not from Toys R Us. That's extra shelves for the shelving we use. The Toys R Us cart corrals will go in the storage unit. What else? This headboard is going in the dumpster. The bird cage is getting scrapped. This is an old Army file cabinet. Didn't sell in a local auction, but I really don't want to scrap it. I'm gonna try and throw it in the dollar sale, see if we can get rid of it. Got anything back here? Oh, that's going to the storage unit. That shelving unit I gotta take home. That cabinet's really beat up. That's going to the scrapyard. And then this merchandise here, as well as these racks, are gonna get stacked up. Merchandise is going up to the main warehouse in there, and the racks are going to the storage unit. And with that, holy wind. And with that, the last of the pallets are gone. So how much work did I put into it? Maybe 20 minutes to half an hour today. And then me and a buddy of mine who wanted to check them out went through most of them, Friday, I think? And that was, I don't know, maybe 2 hours. So 2.5, 3 hours invested in going through them. Now, of course, there's the time to go get them and the time it takes to list them, test them, clean them, and all of that. But it's not really a ton. You know, I might have a day and a half's work, maybe 2 days work, all in invested in this by the time I'm done. So this is where I'm gonna call it today. We've cleaned it out pretty well. We got all of this stuff. I don't remember what was here out. Got all the clothes racks. There was a pallet here. Got rid of 2, 3 pallets here. I don't remember. We're taking those to the scrapyard. There's one extra beam there. The janky ironing board and this thing and those. So we cleared a lot out here. That needs to go to the scrapyard too. That box. What else? I think that's it in here going to the scrapyard. Now up here we're getting pretty full. There's a lot of weight in here. Unfortunately, they close at 4. What's up with these places closing at 4? What is this, Europe? Anyway, so this is gonna have to wait until tomorrow. I've also got a pallet of pegboard that I just posted for free. Hopefully someone comes and picks it up. Oh yeah, and the clothes racks are gone. I got 75 bucks plus tax. She bought all of them, so that, remember, I got them for free, so that was kind of nice. And I don't need to roll them back in. They are gone. Oh man, it is way too hot for heat. I hate that to turn the AC on, I have to do a bunch of different menus in the touch screen. Just give me buttons like they used to have. Anyway, so I'm heading to the bank now to pay for those Amazon pallets. I've got my invoice right here. They only accept wire, which is weird for only 1,500 bucks. Usually that's the case when you spend like 15,000, not 1,500. Anyway, so I'm heading to the bank to send the wire before they close, and hopefully I'll get them in a couple of days. So, another thing I'm doing at the bank, just checked the mail on the way out. I've got a check for 2,800 bucks. 2,864 on my mailbox. Excited about that. The Lowe's stuff, I sent a truckload to a buddy of mine's auction company in Lower Michigan, about 10 hours away from me, and he's selling the full truckload in, I believe, 4 auctions. This is the second check, so excited about that. I'm gonna throw this in the bank, and 1,500 of it will be wired out. Kind of nice timing there. Had I known I was gonna be doing a deposit, I would have grabbed some cash out of the register too. But I guess that'll be tomorrow. So I pulled up and there's someone in the parking lot loading pegboard. Let's see if she grabbed it all. Oh, only a couple of sheets. Bummer. Was hoping it would all be gone, but with a couple gone, that helps. It's 2 or 3 or however many less sheets that I'll need to carry later. All right, it's 7:31 a.m. We've got 5 orders to ship out for $110. First, we've got 5 double-sided, gold-plated novelty $100 bills. So you might remember from probably the last video, I made a mistake. This was a viewer, Jesus. He bought a series of 7 bills, the 1, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, and the 2. I missed that one. And I accidentally shipped that to someone else who apparently didn't mind because they never messaged me. So I reached out to Jesus. He said these are fine. He wanted the double-sided ones, so I'm going to get these shipped out to him. I hate when I make mistakes like that. It doesn't happen often. But I need to remember to pull this from my eBay listings so I don't accidentally sell that now. Now we're looking for A04. That's bin A. I think it's Canadian A. I don't know what color. I think it was like an orange. Might be this one. There we go. A04. Kind of orange. Got 10 bucks for it. It's a swimsuit top. I got it on the pallets of Target clothing. Cost me 50 cents. The tag's buried in there. Oh, wait, here it is right here. Retail is 20. Sold a Whirlpool filter for $18.99. It looks like retail. Oh, wow. I sold this over retail. Retail is $13.97. Lowe's clearanced it for $11.17. So I got $18.99 for it. Another Lowe's item, I believe it's this, 1/2-inch male to female. Yep, pressure relief valve. Sold this for $9.99. Came on the Lowe's pallets. I've got a whole bunch of different ones. This is the first one to sell. So, you know, I'll probably just end up scrapping these, to be honest, if they don't sell. They are brass. But I'm going to give them a few months to see how well they go. We sold one, first one. It's been listed for 2 weeks, maybe. Whoa! I cannot hold things. Yeah, I don't see any damage. We should be fine. And lastly, this is unique. This sold for 60 bucks. This is an on-hold music system. So this is how it works. You ever call a business and when you're on hold or while the phone's ringing, you hear a recording trying to sell you other stuff? Be sure to check out our new, I don't know. That's what this is. So the phone connects to this, and then you'll have your audio on this USB stick plugged in right there. You can adjust the volume and everything. So when they're on hold, that's how they listen to it. This is from WingZone when I bought out some of their equipment and supplies and whatnot. I don't remember what I paid for this, but I don't think it was much. It's even got, I never deleted it from the stick, so you get the on-hold audio from WingZone on there. So anyways, this went for 60 bucks. Should have bought that darn house. If you remember, month or 2 ago, I did a video where I almost bought a house for $12,000 at auction. In fact, I almost got it for like $3,000. But I stopped bidding at 12 grand, and that's what it sold for. House is up for sale right now for $88,000. The guy has minimal work in it. He basically just cleaned it up and redid the windows and door on the front. Man, he's probably got $5,000 into the house tops, plus the $12,000 he bought it for. I should have bought that house. So all of these beams are getting tossed for scrap too. Those were the extra pieces from this Toys R Us shelf. That should be double-sided, but these 3 sections are along the wall. So I've got these extra. I'm just gonna scrap them. The fire marshal actually wasn't too happy that they're in front of the fire extinguisher. So I'm gonna haul them out this door. This is technically a fire exit, but the trailer's right on the outside around that corner there. These came on the Lowe's pallets. They're metal, they bend, they don't break. They almost feel like ceramic or something, but they are metal. They're non-magnetic, so that tells me, there you go, it's a seam joint. They came on the Lowe's pallets, they didn't sell, so I'm gonna see what kind of metal they are. I might get some decent money for them in scrap. And just like that, all the scrap metal's out. There's a cabinet right here, that's gone. That's going home with me. A couple pallets out of here. The beams and everything are gone. I think there were a few other things in here. I just put the pegboard back out. I had to bring it in at night. We can't leave stuff out overnight like this. So I brought it back out this morning. Hopefully that gets picked up. I had, no joke, 12 messages asking if it was still available when I woke up at, what I wake up, 6:30. So I think that's a good sign that it might all get picked up. Now we're not done yet. I pulled these out of the mezzanine. These are from Wilson's Leather. I had a whole bunch of clothes racks that I got from them, and I sold them to a thrift store. These were left over. They were missing the top parts that come up and hang over to actually hang the clothes on. I kept them around in case I got more stuff from Wilson's and might have extra pieces. That's long done, so these are just getting tossed, which is kind of a shame because they're really high quality. Wilson's Leather is a nice store, and they're brand new, but I still have more stuff that's getting scrapped. So we'll come into the break room here. I had to store some of the Toys R Us stuff in here. I am keeping the doors in case I want to do something with them. I've got 6 small doors and 4 taller ones, as well as the frames. I'm keeping those because they can be built onto other things. But these upright beams and that piece of metal has been sitting here since I moved in. I'm gonna get rid of that. And then all of these shelves are gonna go. Then I've got a piece of pegboard, a piece of slat wall, and then that side piece that we'll get rid of. By the way, just about all of this, ignore the hooks, all of this and the stuff down here needs to go to a consignment store. I've been putting that off. I had it out there on one of the shelves, but then I had a dollar sale, so I had to get it off the shelves. Thought about scrapping these, but I'm gonna see if I can sell them first. I got them from Yonkers Furniture. I bought them to use here, and we ended up finding a different way to do things, so I don't need them anymore. It'd be kind of a shame just to scrap them. Where are my truck keys? Right here. It'd be kind of a shame just to scrap them. What else? I think that's basically it. I don't think there's anything else getting scrapped. But I need to pull the truck up because we're no longer getting stuff from the back door. We're getting it out of this door. Oh, and that cabinet right there is gonna be the last thing to get loaded because it's gonna prevent stuff from shifting around. And lastly, I've got a large garbage bin full of cords and cables that I collect as I go through storage units. That's pretty full. I think I could probably bring that in. Here, let me show you. It's hiding back here. I actually got the bin in a storage unit too. So all these cords can go. That's probably gonna be worth about 40 or 50 bucks too. This I got with the pallets of electronics recycling and thought about keeping it, but it's missing that end piece, and there are a couple of spots where the cord was broke and taped over on here, so it's not really worth selling to me. There were a lot of other cords on that pallet that I just gave to the e-waste company. They took all that stuff for free. I could have got money for the computers, the laptops, and the cords just in scrapping them, but I needed some reason for them to take them. They're not just going to take printers and DVD players and junk like that. They're going to charge me for that. And there were TV screens in there too. They took those. They would have charged me for that. The reason they didn't charge me was because they got good stuff out of it too. So could have made a little more, but then it would have cost me more too. So So I weighed 8,920 pounds coming in. Man, I'm fat. All right, all of this stuff is going on the pile. Looks like someone got rid of a couple of trailers. So I always hit my head on here. This time I had a hard hat. It didn't hurt this time. And that's all she wrote for the Toys R Us shelving. I did find a bunch of LED lights that were inside of them. I decided to keep those. I didn't even know those were in here. These are the sides of the cases. I am keeping these. I just took them with because they're in the middle of the pallet. And then these I'm going to bring around. They're aluminum. We're going to scrap those out. Then I already mentioned those. For what it's worth, I did try to sell it first. I took pictures of the two pallets and the stacks and everything in that room, and a picture that I found on the internet of what they looked like, and posted it for like 200 bucks, which is still, I think I ended up paying like 500 for all of it. So it's still a really good deal. No takers though, not even any interest. So what can you do? Chalk it up as a loss. There, you know, the frames and the doors, those might be worth something to someone because you can still make a display case out of them. So you never know. All right, let's weigh out. And after we weigh out, I can grab the other stuff and weigh that. So 7220 was my weight going out. So it's almost, I think it's exactly 1,700 pounds. A little less than I had initially thought. All that work for 78 bucks and a piece of lemon flavored hard candy. The candy was the best part. I don't know how scrappers make a living. That's a lot of work for very little. On top of that, people always ask why I don't try and get every little bit of scrap metal out of these units. That's why. That's a lot of work and a lot of storage. And my trailer was full. And that 78 bucks includes everything. And 78 bucks includes everything, the cords and everything. I got 42 bucks for all the steel. I got, let's see, 45 cents for those chairs. I should have just thrown them in the trash. And then 35 bucks for all the cords. It just, I don't understand. Oh, and why can't I think? Those aluminum rod things were also with the chairs. I just don't understand why people expect me to save scrap metal. I could fill my entire warehouse and I get like 240 bucks. Now, all that said, why did I even bother doing this? Well, I would need to haul it to the dump otherwise, and then, what was it, 1,200 pounds? So it'd be, instead of making 78 bucks, or 1,700 pounds, instead of making 78 bucks, I would have spent like 40, made nothing. So it makes more sense to do this than take it to the dump. Although next time I think I'm just going to post it and see if I can get scrappers to come pick it up, because it's just not worth it for me. And I suppose the more that I think about it, it only took like 3 hours or so. So for a few hours work, 78 bucks. Not what I would want to do. It's not worth my time. But if you're a scrapper and you get it for free and your alternative is working a minimum wage job, if you can find metal like that consistently, I suppose it's worth it. Not for me though. I don't think I'll be doing. I don't even know if I want to save cords anymore. What was it, like 35 bucks I got for the cords? Is it even worth it for 35 bucks? I mean, that's just the time to walk across the building to dump the cords into the bin 100 times because I don't get that many cords at once. I don't know if it's even worth it to do that for me. I don't know. We'll play it by ear moving forward.